Now, there are plenty of horrible people in the Marvel Universe. Okay? I'm talking, we're talking like irredeemable people. Horrible people like, I don't know, maybe Ultron or MODOK or Flag Smasher, you know? Just people who, if they were given the chance to be good, will 9 out of 10 times do the wrong thing. And one of those people in particular, who I think is one of the worst of all, has to be Hank Pym, aka the first Ant-Man. Because the thing is, he tries to be good, and he tries to be a good scientist, but he always finds a way to mess it up and turn into a narcissistic man-child, like he always is. So today, if you haven't guessed, we're going to be talking about how Ant-Man is the worst Avenger. So, Ant-Man, specifically Hank Pym, is, his powers, guess. Just guess what they are at this point. Okay, so he basically shrink and grow using these things called Pym particles, which he created, and we'll talk about those later, because they are a big impact in Marvel. So, basically, Hank Pym was a brilliant scientist, and him and his wife, the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne, were the original part of the original Avengers. Specifically, just the Wasp at that point. Hank Pym didn't make it till later. And he's been basically a founding member and friend of the Avengers for a long time. And what I want to go into today is how he's not really that good of a person. You know? He lets his anger get in the way, which you'll see in a little while. Alright? So there's your backstory and history of the character, and now we are going into why he's the absolute worst. Okay, so I want to start off by saying Ant-Man, in some stories, really cool. And I'm going to touch on that in a bit. But every hero makes mistakes. I mean, you've seen it all the time. You've seen it, like, with Captain America, specifically 1610. You've seen it with Punisher, Daredevil. Like, everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. But when the mistake you make is creating an evil AI that is trying to destroy the human race and commit genocide, that's a pretty big mistake. But, yeah, there's no but for that. He makes Ultron. So, there's 3 bad things that's happened in Marvel over the years. One is Civil War. One is Secret Invasion. And one is Ultron. And, I know in the movies, Tony Stark made Ultron, but yeah, in the comic books, good old Hanky made some comic books, so did I just say he made, oh my god, bro, I meant Ultron. He made Ultron. And, yeah, so he made a genocidal maniac of a robot, and he basically set it free. He thought that it was for the good of humanity and stuff, but it wasn't. Also, Ultron calls him Daddy in that one panel. I just think that's really weird. Like, dude, you're a robot, and you want to kill everyone. So maybe don't call him that. Don't show him any affection. Just kill. There was also that one time that Hank Pym bonded with Ultron so much that he basically turned into Ultron half him. And now I don't know the context at all, but this one photo is enough for me to say that Hank Pym is going off the rails right now, and he's like, what would even make you think to do this? Now, it probably wasn't his choice. Ultron probably did it by himself, but like, dude. Oh my god. Just wait till we get to Eric O'Grady. This guy is Eric O'Grady, the third Ant-Man, right behind Scott Lang. He used to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. employee, but once he found a prototype Ant-Man suit, he decided, you know what, I'll just do this on my own. Now, this isn't really important to Scott Lang, not Scott Lang, Hank Pym, but I just wanted to mention it because there's a lot of Ant-Mans that are not too nice. For starters, he's done a lot that is really bad, and I don't want to get into what he did to Captain Marvel, but, I think from this photo, you could guess. So, he's just narcissistic, too. One of the worst things that I think he's done, or said, really, that kind of disturbed me a little bit. He said, "Who's your daddy now?" He said, "Who's your daddy now?" And do you want to know who he said that to? Yeah, he said that to Cassie Lang, Scott Lang's daughter. Stature. That's not okay, guys. That's a minor. Is Eric O'Grady on the Epstein Files? So yeah, thank you for listening to my pep talk, or whatever, TED Talk, and yeah, Hank Pym is, in my opinion, the worst superhero that anyone could ever ask for. He is abusive to his wife. He created a genocidal robot maniac who only wants to destroy humans. And he's just overall a horrible person. Now, as I said earlier, everyone makes mistakes. It's part of nature. But when your mistake is all of that and more for what he's done, I don't know how anyone could get back and be a better person. At least Michael Douglas was good in the movie.
They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. We'll make a film about a man that's sad and lonely. And all I gotta do is act naturally.